this is Sue at Miller's Laboratory. Thank you for joining me. I have a little surprise for you today, and that is just that I recently posted a video of a flip through of a Shabby Chic journal that I made, and it has sold already. But while I was creating that, I was also working on a second one, and I finished that up this morning. So I thought I'd do a quick flip through of this one as well. And if you are watching it, then it's available in my Etsy shop. Thanks again for joining me. I really appreciate it. This journal is a recycled Reader's Digest cover. Actually, it had been made into a different journal, and then I redid it. Took the guts out, redid the cover and everything. If you watched the other video, it's just the same thing there. But I'm going to just go through it quickly in case you didn't watch the other videos. So this is your typical Reader's Digest cover. So it is about 7.5 inches high, about 5.5 inches wide. The spine here is approximately 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches. And then at the chubby end here, where I've stuffed it really well, we are at about 2.25 inches, I would say. So this book is just tied closed with a piece of velvet ribbon, and that is new ribbon, not vintage, but I just thought that looked pretty on there. I'm going to go ahead and take it off, and we'll take a look at the cover here. So what I've done here is whitewashed the original cover and added crackle medium, you can see there, and then I decoupaged this lovely peony onto the cover. The back also has the whitewash and the crackle, but no decoupage. The spine is reinforced with fabric from an old bedspread, and then you can see here that I've stitched in 5 signatures, and I used this pretty pinkish red wax thread to do that. Up in the corner here, I have just tied a couple of silk ribbons and added a few little dangles. So there's a little Cupid charm, a little charm that says made for you, a couple of fake pearls there, and some buttons. So, all right. So let's take a look inside this beautiful little book. Very shabby chic. Lots of pink and red and lots of flowers, but there are birds and butterflies in here too. I put a book plate in the very front from the Library of, where you can write your name. And I've used lots of really beautiful digitals in here. And I will just say again, you can look below to find a link to a spreadsheet where I've listed all of the Etsy shops that I buy digitals from. If you're interested in a particular one, please just message me and I'll be glad to find out what it is. I cannot possibly tell you as I flip through the book because there's so many different ones here. So, all right. This is a pretty little sort of a pastoral painting printout. Something from a book about directing music. And I own a collection of these little original photos of confirmation girls, and I've just printed a few of those out and used them in the book. This is from a receipt book. I've added a little pocket here made from a glassine bag, and this is just an image from an old gardening book. Added a little pretty cluster there too. This is just a really pretty image printed on vellum. This is from an old pharmacy receipt book. And this page is from an old Latin book. Really nice paper, and it feels really nice. And I just added a butterfly there. I have videos in this series that are the making of this book and the other one. And one of the videos I talk about making these tags. So there are several of these in here, these tags with peonies on them, and then pockets that are printed on tracing paper that look like, that are postcard images. On this page I just added some dotted tulle. It'd be pretty to write and then have that hanging down over top of it. Here is a pocket that was stitched into the center of the signature. And there's just a journaling card tucked in there with some collage on it and stitched around the edge. On this little page, if you remove this clip, it's a little tuck spot, and this is a postcard This is something I printed out. It is not the original card. And then there's some pretty vintage eyelet at the top here. And then this folds down and out, giving you a lot more space to journal here. You could write on the back side as well, and of course under here. So try to provide you with writing space. I think most people purchase my journals to write in, so trying to give you what you need there. Oh, let me get that straight. Oh, for heaven's sake, let's just do it over. Okay, there. All right. So I'm flipping back through the first signature here, and you're just going to see the same pages again. Here I've tipped in a little flip out. This is some sort of a letter or something that I printed out. And an image from I think a fabric sort of sampler type of a book. Here I've made a little belly band, and inside I've tucked this journaling card with an image of a pretty lady in white. And I've used, on the corner here, I've used a piece from an antique photo album. I have several of those in here too. When I created this belly band, I had it extend out a little bit, so it makes a little bit of a tab on the edge of the page. Just a bird image added there. Isn't that pretty? And that's the end of the first signature. This is a page from a wildflower guide. Here's another one of those tags with the peonies on it. An old German music book. Here's a belly band made with just some vintage lace. And in this, I've tucked a little folio. This is made out of pages from an old milkman's journal. If you open that up, there's just a little piece of Victorian sort of stationery in there. That is not old, but it's a nice place to write, and it's pretty. And then just a little tag here. And then this is just an image that's backed that I clipped onto the top. So you could take that off and write on that too, but I'm not going to take it off the clip for right now. Pretty though. Waterhouse painting there. This is a pocket page. I have a video about how I created those. Tucked a couple things in there. Here's another one of those pretty Victorian white dress ladies. And then this is just a printout from a old women's clothing catalog that was from a digital also. So it's not authentic, but I thought you could either use that as, you could make it into a little envelope and put something in it, or you can use it somewhere else. Here I've just clipped a little card underneath this flip, writing area here. This is a photo of a peony just backed with an index card. I take a lot of pictures of peonies. I like to go to Ann Arbor to their, they have a really beautiful peony garden there, and I've taken many, many photos there. Here I've created a pocket out of a window envelope that I coffee dyed, and I've just added a tag in there. This one is this is a digital, and then I just backed it with some assorted. This is some book page. This is also some old book page I had lying around. Just added a little bit of pretty that's edging from an old handkerchief on the top. Pretty digital that I glued on there. This is a printout from a flower catalog, not an original, it's a digital also. Here's a pretty pocket from an image of some embroidery, and I added a butterfly here. This is just another journaling card that's stitched around the edge. And on this page I have a little clip at the top. I've added in this really sweet little card. This is a vintage greeting card that I purchased on eBay, and it is one of these old-fashioned sort of cards that opens like that. So I just tucked that onto the corner of the page, and you can write all on the inside of that. Kind of fumbly fingers today. I apologize for that. Here's another like full page pocket with some vellum, and in here I have tucked a little booklet, folio type of a thing. It's tied closed, and inside I just created like a little notebook with some scrap papers that you can write on, or you can use them for something else. Just added a flip here with this page from this really beautiful rose book that I have. Birds added on there. This is one of my favorite images, this swan, and I just added that in as a flip. And this is the other half of a pocket page again. We have quite a few of those. I think there's one in each signature here. So on this one I added a separate little pocket on the front with a little tag. And then inside here I've tucked another little extra writing space. That just opens up like that. I was working down here this morning in my laboratory, and there was a bee flying around, and I don't know how that bee got in my house, but I couldn't swat him. So if I start screaming, that's why. Flip there. This is also a little added writing space here that's tucked on. Take it off and show you. So that tucks onto the corner, bottom corner of the page, and this just opens out like this. Oh, sure, easier said than done. It's just tucked inside there. That. And it's just a page from a stamp collecting book that I added the rubber stamping there. Okay, so that just tucks back in this little spot here like that, and then you just tuck that right onto your page like that, and clip it back on. Secret writing spots. Okay. Here I just took a postcard that I printed out, made it into a little flip. Here's another one of those cards. Here's a little couple of side pockets. This is a little place card that I added a tab to and a bird. And Maxine was my great aunt's name, so I just wrote that on there. Another little pretty tag here. More room to tuck other things in there too, little things if you wanted to. It's another one of my confirmation girls. Here's a pretty journaling card that I made with red paper on the back. Hummingbird page. There's another one of those peony tags. You're going to see one, I think, in each signature probably. I think I put that many in there. Page from an old opera book. Here I've just used that little page point as a clip and put another journaling card in there. And on the other side there I have created another little flip out with this pretty image that I printed. This pocket has another little writing spot. This is made from a vintage date book that was Monet themed, and inside here there's just extra little paper to write on. This is, as I explained in the last one, this is just tied together here, so you can slip more paper in there or take this paper out if you wanted to and put something else in there. So you have some flexibility there with what you want to do. And here's a belly band made with some vintage French lace. Just a pretty image of wallpaper. And this is a little sort of a pop-up. So there are 3 little tags here. You can see the back of this one, the front of these two. If I flip it this way, it's the other way. And lots of space to journal here, but then if you just pull those apart, they'll flip open like that. This is from another flower book. This is from a vintage bookkeeping textbook. Not a beautiful image. Here I've stitched a couple of envelopes into this signature, so in here I've added this little card. This is a nun with some roses. From an atlas. And on this page I have clipped an extra little writing spot that's made from wrapping paper. So this just folds up kind of origami style. You can write on that whole side. And then it just folds back up like a triangle, and you clip it right on the edge here. This is some stationery with a rose on it. A couple extra little pockets there made out of, I don't know, that's either parchment paper or glassine or something sheer. Just itty bitty little tags there. This is a little flip. You could put something else on there if you wanted to. Just a very simple journal card here made from some scrapbook paper. And this is a print of a little calling card. Just a tiny little thing that opens up too. Here I've created just a couple of corner pockets with some tags, and these tags open so you can write inside. Same thing with this one. And here's another little pocket on this music page with another journal card. Added a little cluster on the corner there. I just folded that edge down so you could see those other papers underneath and added that little bird. Here's the other envelope. I left those plain so you could write on them, or you can add your own decoration there. And in here I just tucked a very plain piece of vintage business stationery with, I just added that eyelet onto the edge of it so that when it sticks out it looks pretty. There's another peony tag. Okay, last signature, guys. This is just a little top tuck here. And I've just added some vintage gingham and a piece of lace from the edging of, I don't know if that was a tablecloth or what, probably a tablecloth. This is a little faux envelope. I had one of these in the other book too. So this is not a glued closed envelope. You can open it up and you can write inside of it and then just fold it back up. And inside these are some prints of some like aged Polaroids that I printed out and just backed with paper so you could use those for journaling. You can add your other little, whatever other little things in there that you might want. And that just has a little piece of gold elastic holding it closed. Okay, here we have just a flip that I made with some pretty paper I printed. This is from an antique lodge sort of notebook. This is from 1892 with that pretty handwriting. Here's another of my peony images used as a pocket, and here's another one of those little girls in the white dress. On this page I've clipped a little vintage glassine envelope. There was a little tear, so I repaired that with some washi tape. And inside here there's just a couple of things. A journaling card and just another image from that rose book. I just thought that was pretty, so I added that in too. And I just put the flap over the edge of the page and clipped it, but you can do that however you want. This is one of those full pocket pages again. Here I just added a little label with a brad, a little bit of washi tape. Inside here is a printout of a Sunday school certificate that I own, that I just scanned and printed out for you. And it's a pretty one, isn't it? With the little girl and the lamb. Love that. Okay, oops. Okay. Couple of pockets here that I edged with some paper, punched with one of those edge punches. So just some more journaling area here. And another one of these little cards with the vintage photo of ladies on it. One of my little girls again there. There's a pocket. This one has a lot of vellum on it. This is from an antique book that I have with some Robert Burns poems in it that are illustrated, and I just scanned those and printed them out, and they're sort of like big tags tucked in there. And I like how they you can arrange them in there however you like so that the pictures show through. I didn't put them in that way, but this is a little pocket with a flip up. This is just a printout of a vintage book page. You could write underneath there if you wanted to, and then just made a little writing spot out of this bird guide page. This just has extra paper in here that, oh, that's stuck, that folds out like this. You could write on that. It makes it into like a little, just a nice, neat little tag looking thing. Okay. Right, last peony tag there for the book. Here I made a little flip out. I'm just going to open that up a little bit to make sure it's on there, but just another pretty image so that just stands out a little bit. I just thought that was pretty. It's a little up tuck embellished with some of the bedspread fabric that I used on the spine, and this is from a old table runner, I think, with the pretty scalloped edge. Just tucked this little journal spot in here. This is on some handmade paper, and I added the little pom-pom trim on there at the bottom. All right, that brings us to the end. So thank you for joining me again. I'm so thankful that you are here. I hope that you liked the book. I hope that you liked the video. Please like it, and please share it if you feel compelled to do that. And if you have any comments, I would love to read them. As I said, this book is available in my Etsy shop, and I'd love for you to go take a look. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.